Arsenal 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Now, pre-season, yes. Friendly, yes. North London derby, yes. But what we just saw there was organisation, structure, and a team that looked like they were playing for each other. A team that looked like they'd been drilled. A team that looks like it's been working on its organisation in pre-season. Yes, we had massive meltdowns from Wickham and Luton in games where we didn't see a best 11 put together. But today we saw almost your first choice back four, give or take Udogie and Spence. As strong a midfield as we can put out at the moment, obviously with Maddison not being able to play 90 minutes. And as strong as we can put out up top, I suppose. Let's be fair, without Thfc, it's as strong as we can go. And what we saw was the first 5 minutes a little bit jittery. Arsenal started on the ascendancy, got a lot of the ball to Bukayo Saka, got the ball in our box quite a lot, won a fair few corners. But I thought we were excellent after that. I even thought in that first 5-10 minutes, the way we dealt with the corners, our defensive organisation, the talking, it looked brilliant. Now, yes, before I go mad about this is what I wanted to see for 2 years. This is what I have asked for. A coach that puts players in the right position and puts normal tactics and gets the team working hard. That's all I've asked for. I've not asked for us to win titles. I've not asked for tick-a-tack of football. But today, we saw the beginning of that. Now, only 90 minutes, but a positive outlook. Let's start, shall we? The back four. First and foremost, I said that. Not a back one, a two, a three, a back four. Notice how the fullbacks were in fullback areas, not halfway up the pitch or in central midfield. Notice how Van der Ven and Romero weren't on the halfway line, having to track back. Notice how there were no gaping holes between right back and right centre half and left back and left centre half. It looked like a back four. It worked hard. It was solid. They were good in the air. Yes, Arsenal got in a few times. You would expect Arsenal to. They're the second best team in the country. But I thought that we dealt with everything they threw at us. And it looked like it wasn't a pre-season game at times. The last-ditch defending, the work rate at the back was absolutely brilliant. I thought Romero looked vocal. Van der Ven was vocal. Jed Spence was superb in the tackle. And Pedro Porro did what Pedro Porro does. From my point of view, it looked solid. It looked organised. And that's all you can ask for at this stage when a manager has had the players on the training ground for about 2.5 weeks of football. Then, when you move into the midfield again, look at that three. Now, I'll be honest. At the beginning of the game, I said, Bentancur, Bergvall, Sarr, hard-working, workman-like midfield. But is there any creativity? And probably not. And we didn't really see any. But what we did see was such hard work, such good positioning. You saw that every time Arsenal went down there right with Saka, Bentancur was quick across to help out Jed Spence. On the right-hand side, Sarr was quick to get across and help out Pedro Porro. Bergvall working hard. Now, Bergvall, for me, his passing leaves a lot to be desired, but worked super hard. Bentancur looked very comfortable in there. In a three, looked very comfortable. And then we have Pape Sarr. I've not been his biggest fan. And I'm not going to go overboard because I know what people do. Oh, you're in the mud, you didn't rate Pape Sarr. That's the best I've seen him in a Spurs shirt. I can't lie. That's the best I've seen him in a Spurs shirt. Driving with the ball, getting first to every tackle. And they absolutely dominated Norgard and Rice. They dominated that two in there. But, it is pre-season. I will keep calm about it. But that is what you want from your team. That is what you want. You want a team that works hard for each other. You want a team that doesn't leave gaps. There were no gaps at the back. There were no gaps in central midfield. We worked hard. Everyone doubled up. We plugged all the holes all over the pitch. Now, as an attacking force, I thought in the first half we had some really good moments with Odegaard, who I don't think is quite good enough. I think he works hard. I think he tries hard. I'm just not sure he's good enough. But we had some good moments with Odegaard, with Kudus, with Bergvall driving forward. We had some good interchanges. We hit the post 3 times, if I'm not wrong. But what you can see is Tottenham definitely need some attacking reinforcements. Definitely need some attacking reinforcements. For me, Richarlison's just not the guy. He works hard. He presses. He's a nuisance to play against, but his hold-up play, his first touch is terrible. So for me, we've got to get another forward. And I think we need a left-sided player. I just don't think Tell or Odegaard or Son are good enough to do that role. So there were a lot of positives today. A lot of positives. Obviously, beating Arsenal. Oh, God, beating Arsenal is the icing on the cake. But for a pre-season game, it doesn't really get better than that. And even for someone like me who said at the beginning, am I too bothered about the score? No. But great to beat them. Look, there's a lot of work to be done. Nothing changes for me. There's a lot of work to be done. But as I've said a million times before, if all the doubters let Thomas Frank work, let him work on shape, let him work on structure, let him work on partnerships, let him work on the back four and the midfield, let him work on the transitions, let him work on how those 2 areas of the pitch, defence and midfield and forward, let him work on how they combine with each other. So all these people, he's not won a trophy, he's no good. Give him time and you will see the fruits, I promise you. He's a very, very good coach, but he's not a miracle worker. We need more going forward. We need better attackers. Kudus is a good start, but we need better attackers. What I would say is this. As far as a pre-season game goes, it doesn't get better. The players look happy. I was told they're all going to be unhappy when the last manager went. They're all going to leave because the last manager went. They look happy in training. They look happy on the pitch. They were celebrating tackles and blocks and interceptions like we just won a Champions League. For me, a very positive game. We said we'd probably lose to Newcastle, Bayern and Arsenal. But that was very good. My man of the match, Pape Sarr. Not gonna lie, brilliant. And if Thomas Frank can get him doing that week in, week out, I'll happily say I was wrong about Sarr. But as always, you know me, I'm not going to go overboard. We'll see what happens. Onwards and upwards to Newcastle. Then to Bayern Munich. Tottenham Hotspur. Are we on a road to recovery from 17th? What can we do? Well, let's see. A long way to go. We need 3 or 4 more in. And I'll do a video later about Paulinho, who Spurs are now officially in talks with over a 1-year loan move. For me, that would be the icing on that midfield cake. Let's see if it happens. Take care, everyone. Much love. Thank you for all your support. And come on, you Spurs.